Hi, welcome back. And so today we are going to do our drawing that pairs with the skills for success. And I'm hoping that this, as you're painting this, and as you are, as you have it framed somewhere in your house, that it will remind you to use these skills for success, to dream big, so you can soar like the balloons we're gonna make. Okay, so let's get started. There we go. Okay, you don't need to see me. All right, the first thing that we're gonna do is the middle of the page, right in like the center, you're going to make, actually a little bit lower than the center. Yeah, about 3/4 of the way down. You're going to make some squiggly lines only halfway through. Okay. And then you're going to make a big, like, hump. That's all I can say. It's like a little hump. And then you're going to make some circles, kind of going also in kind of a straight motion, but maybe a little bit up more. And then you're going to bring a line going down, and then you're going to have another line going up. So it should look like this. Squiggly line, little hump, a bunch of circles, a line going across, and a little hump. Okay. And now we're going to go and make the next layer to our little scene. Is a little bit of squiggly. As a matter of fact, let me go upside down. I've become a pro at drawing upside down here. Okay, so, well, maybe not so much a pro. Okay, and a little, just a tiny bit, maybe halfway through, as far as the other squiggly line. And now we're going to make another hump going across like that. And then we're going to have another hump going across underneath it, kind of like a butt. From upside down, it looks like a butt. I'm just saying. Okay. And then we are, let's see, we can make from all the way from the end here, we're going to go across. So it's somebody with 3 butts. Okay. So 3 humps. 3 big humps. Okay. And now we're going to make a real squiggly line, not like the kind that we usually make trees. This is a little bit different than that kind of squiggly line. And we're going to go on the other side and make kind of just a small hump, kind of almost like it's not quite pointed. And then we're going to make a tree going up. So it's like a squiggly line, upside down V, and another halfway, and another up again, and halfway down. Okay. This is a more advanced painting that we normally do. This one here, on top of here, we are going to do, we're going to have an upside down U, and then another upside down U, and another upside down U, and a little circle, and then another upside down U, and another upside down U. Okay. This one here, we're going to do like that. Okay. Now, okay, trying to think. Okay, so this here, this area here is going to have lines that go straight up like that. Okay, and this is going to have some more squiggly lines going down that way. And we're going to put that this way. And this one is going to have some lines going in the opposite direction. Like that. And this here is going to have some squiggly lines going that way. So this is a bit of a complicated painting, but trust me, you're gonna love it when it's done. And then this here is also gonna have some lines going this way. And it is a beautiful French countryside. Gonna have some lines going this way. And this one has that, and this is going to go that way, and that's it. So, in case you missed any of that, so this is going to be a little French countryside where they make wine. And you're going to be very lucky because you're going to be in the balloon that's on the top. So, again, we started with a squiggly line on the top, and then a hump going over, and then some circles going all across to the top, halfway through to the other hump. Made a little line going down, and another hump. Then we made halfway through a squiggly line, and then we made a hump, then we made another hump, and then we made another hump. And then we went down a little bit more, we made a hump, and a very nice squiggly line. And then we made the 3 trees in the middle. Then we did upside down U's, a circle, and upside down U's. Then we took the squiggly line and we went down and brought it down behind the humps and the circle. And then we did the same thing. We made a little bit of a squiggly line underneath this hump. And then what we did was we made a couple of lines going different ways, showing each of the humps having some beautiful things in their vineyard. Okay, so now we are going to make a balloon. And the balloon is made by, it's almost an upside down U. Okay, and then we bring it together, but we don't close it. And we go down a little tiny bit like that, and we bring it together, almost like a light bulb. There we go. And then we make a little basket. There we go. And that's our first balloon. Of course, we can't have just one balloon, right? We have to have some more because we're dreaming big. And we're bringing some friends along too. And don't be afraid if you make a mistake. That's why we're using the pencil and not a marker. So we start with a pencil as opposed to starting with paint. We bring it down like a light bulb. And again, a little bit of, this is a balloon is showing like a little bit of depth because it's in the background. It's kind of trailing this one. So now we have, and that is basically our picture. Okay, so we have to color it in. And the coloring it in is going to really look pretty once we've accomplished that. Got to have lots of colors in this one. And oh, I knew I forgot something. Our balloon, of course, has to have some lines going through it because that's kind of the way balloons are. There we go. Same thing with this one. And just follow the curves. So one would be straight down, and the other two follows the curves a little bit. See, straight down, and then follow the curves a little bit. All right. So we're going to start with our lightest blue. As a matter of fact, I need, I was painting before. I was cheating on you. I was painting before. So there we go. Let's just do that. That'll make life easier for me. Okay, so we're going to take our lightest blue and just kind of put it on our demonstration paper. And we're going to go across the sky and just color it in, feather it in. Don't color in the balloons because we want them to be different colors than the sky so they stand out. And just color it in so that there's blue in the sky. It can start at the top to be a little bit darker, and at the bottom you want it lighter. And so top, a little bit darker, and as you go down, just a little bit lighter. And there you go. We're going to do some more. And that's a little dark. Okay, there we go. It's a little dark, so I am going to spread it with some water. There we go. How perfect is that? And do the same thing here. Put it in. And I'm going to spread this with some water. The beauty of watercolors, it spreads with water. I'm going to do the same thing again. And we'll get a little bit of, oh, that's a good color. And if you see, as you're doing the sky, you see there's different colors in the sky, right? And that is a sky. When you look up at a sky, everything looks a little bit different based on the time of day, based on where the sun is, based on whether there's clouds. So, and there's usually a little white in the sky. There we go. So that is our sky. And as I always try to tell people, if you're using the mixed media paper like I use, it always wrinkles a little tiny bit. It's what it's meant to do, but at the end, when it dries, it's not crinkly anymore. So don't worry about it. Okay. So we're going to start with our lightest green, which is our green that has some yellow in it. So hopefully at this point you have a little bit of, you have a palette that has one with green in it, but although that has like several different greens in the palette. But if you don't, take whatever green you have and just mix it with yellow. And this one here, we're going to just put a little bit of some color on the paper. That's all we're going to do. Just put some color on the paper. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with these trees, because these trees, although they are going to be definitely a darker color, we want to start with the lighter one. So there we go. Okay, so there's that one. And what I want to do is I'm going to take our medium colored paint. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Okay, that's too dark one. I'm going to use a medium one. Let's see about that one. So your medium color one, which is, if you only have one color, that would be the color, and don't mix it with anything else. Okay, so I'm going to go with that and mix a tiny bit. Okay, now we get the right color. Okay, and that color you want to go above. Oh, that's too much the same. There we go. Okay, and that color, see, there's just a tiny bit of difference, but it's enough of a difference to make it darker. And that's going to go on the second level. Because if we have only one color, it makes it flat. We are going to accentuate all of these anyway, but I want to start with at least the right colors. Okay, and then this one too, we're going to take the lightest green here, and we're going to put it in through here. And we're going to go all the way over to here, even though one thing is just going to be grass, and the other one is going to be, the squigglies are always my trees. Okay, and we're going to go use the lightest green again, the one that's and we're going to go and color in all the way up to here. And we're going to do and then we got our greens in. There we go. So it should look like that to start with. Okay, so now I want to take our foreground. We're going to take a yellow, and there we go. Get a good yellow, so it's not a light or a pale yellow. You want to be able to see it. So I'm going to fill in a couple of them in yellow. So 1, 2, 3. Now count 2 and go over to the third one and make that one yellow, because we're going to put other colors in between. There we go, 1, 2, and that one's going to also be that one there. Okay, and these are all going to be different colors. However, we're going to start with some yellow in each of these little fields, and this one's going to have 2 yellow here, so 1 yellow there, And maybe we'll put one yellow here. There you go. And then we're going to take some orange, and we're going to put some orange next to the first yellow. And that's one heck of a dark orange, which is okay. There we go. I'm going to make it a little lighter. There we go. Made it a little lighter by just picking it up and I'm putting it in the next one. So next to each of the yellows, on top of each of the yellows, you're going to make an orange one. Okay, and we're going to do some up here too. We might as well throw in a little yellow on the top ones, but not too many because we don't want it to all look alike, right? So we're going to maybe stick one yellow here and maybe one yellow here. And this one will have maybe one yellow and this one will have a pale yellow here. There we go. So that's it for our yellows. Alrighty. Now, I think we need to make some pink. In our countryside. So this one here is going to have just one little pink one over here. And this one here, I'll have a little pink one here. There we go. We definitely don't want too much pink. Because pink in a countryside is like rare. Alrighty, and now I'm going to go back to the orange and put some orange in. Let's see, this one will have an orange. Orange one there, and I'm bleeding into the other color, so I'm picking it up with my dry brush, and then I think this one will be an orange. There you go. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to take a dark green. And how do we make a dark green? Okay, so this one here is going to have dark green. Whoops. We take our darkest blue. If we have to add a little bit of blue to it, that's okay. But this one down here has a field, has some green in their field. And this one too. There we go. And let's see, I think, what other ones have some green? We want to stick with that blue-green. And I think this one here will have a little bit of blue-green. There we go. And I'm going to take up some of that water. There we go. And I think that the one in the front is going to have a light green. So let's go back to our yellow green, and we're going to put it here. Whoopsie. There we go. You do not want these colors to bleed. Sometimes it's okay to have colors bleed into each other, but we do not want these to bleed. Okay. And having the different color greens and each of the fields at a different color kind of makes it have a bit of a depth to it. So I think this one I'm going to make a little green too. And okay, and then I'm going to make this one is an orange. It's not a very dark orange. We want a little bit of color in it. Okay, there we go. And we'd like it to be a little bit of a light orange. So, as opposed to this one's a darker one, this one's going to be a lighter one. But this one's darker than that one. So you see where we're going here? So we got all different kind of colors. Makes it kind of interesting. Okay. Now I'm going to take the lightest brown that we have, just the lightest brown we have, and we're going to go and put some brown in this field. Just a little bit of brown. And we'll put some brown over here. Here we go. And I want to take a really pale. Did I say pale? The palest of yellows that we have. So if you only have one color yellow, then you want to really put a lot of water in it. There we go. Okay. And actually this one here, I think I'm not that thrilled with. No, I am thrilled with it. I take it back. Okay, I do like that because it's not really quite a yellow. All right, and then the last little ones that we have here, we want to be different. So I think I am going to make another one a pink. So we're going to add a pink. Just another pink one here, because I think that would just make it very pretty. And I did go pale pink. I think I'm going to go a little bit darker. Doesn't have to be as dark as the other one. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take another yellow. Ooh. Another yellow. It's getting brown, orange. Don't know my own colors. And this one, make it a little bit darker. There we go. And then a little bit of the brown again. Okay, there we go. Okay, So it should look like that. So the field is being harvested a bit. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go with our darker blue, our blue-green, and we really want to get it so that it's really dark, because this is going to be very dark. We don't want it to be too wet, because we don't want it running. So, and I'm going to get the water off of it, and I'm going to spread it. There we go. Now we spread it, and as you see, it's starting to take shape. Okay, and we are going to do the same thing to the other side. This is, if you've ever seen pictures of a French vineyard, it's, they have interesting trees that are a little bit different than you would normally see like here in America. Some of their trees are like round, some of them are like triangle almost. There we go. And that is how that looks. But I want it to be a definite definition to that. Now, we want to color in our beautiful balloons. So I think this one here, that's the biggest one, definitely needs to have a pink. I just see pink in it. When I dreamed up this picture, I saw pink. What can I tell you? So this one has got pink in it here, and this has got a pink one here. And then this is a baby balloon. So we're going to make it pink and blue. I can fill up a palette page so quick. I can't even tell you. There we go. We got and again, we don't want it flat, so we can make some of it a little bit darker and some of it a little lighter, because that's how real life is, right? Okay, I'm going to get rid of that one and start with a new one. Okay, and we're going to make our basket brown. So we're just going to color it in brown. There you go. A pale brown. And the silly thing that I forgot, and I forgot to do it on both, you can see through these. We just want to get it very pale. That's part of the sky. You're supposed to see the sky there. Okay. And this balloon we're going to make I definitely see a yellow. I think we're going to make that one yellow and what do you think? I'm thinking yellow and pink. No, we don't want more pink. And we don't want more blue. I don't know. Oh, I know. We're going to make that yellow and purple. We don't have any purple in this picture. So this one we're going to make yellow and purple. Perfect. Perfect. Let's get some. Oh, that's not purple. Okay. My. You know, you mix colors and here you go. I put the yellow back into the water, but it didn't get all of the yellow off. So when I mixed it with the purple, it ended up coming out to be brown. So that is one color I don't think would look good in a balloon. Just saying. Except for in the basket on the bottom. That would work. That's a perfect one. There we go. Alrighty. Now, we're going to take some more of the brown and color it in here. All right. So now we want to color in or make shadows, because although this is absolutely beautiful and you almost feel like you're in a French countryside, it's a very flat French countryside. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start highlighting things. So we're going to take the darker green, and we're going to just start we don't want to color it in, we're just going to just go around squiggly lines to show like the feathering that these kind of trees have. I know they're not evergreen trees that they have there. They're straight up, as I say, they're almost like triangle kind of trees. So let's see. Then we want to get it darker, so I'm taking some of my blue green green paint, and I'm mixing it with blue because I really want these to have a little bit more depth to them. So on each side of them, just giving a little bit of shadowing on the one side. So there we go. See, we have that? Okay. So, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. For this, you really don't want too much of a wet brush. So I make my paint, I go in, and I get the colors. The only way to mix colors with watercolors is to use water. But I want this more dry brush, but you know it can't be too dry brush. So it's that happy medium. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, so this one is, and it's not dark enough. So we gotta go a little bit darker. There we go. That's the color I was looking for. We're going to go that side too. Gets a little bit. Just on the one side. There we go. We're going to do it again here too, just to make it a little bit darker. And I'm making just a couple of little lines. Just as you can see. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now, with watercolors, water is the key. And I'd like to, not to put with too much water, but I just want to spread out what I just put on there a little tiny bit. And not too much though, because you don't want it to bleed into the rest of the painting. But if you put just a little bit of water on it, you can kind of spread it out a bit. And there. You see what I mean? I just spread it out just a tiny bit more. Okay. Now, we're going to take that same dark blue and dark green and mix it together. And what I basically did was I took my darkest blue and my darkest green and I mixed them, and I kind of got that, which is sort of a blue, but it's really a blue-green. And just put maybe a little bit, make myself happy, put a little more green in there. Okay, yeah. And I'm going to dip into it, onto the page, and again, I'm going to go over the sides and just add a little bit of depth. There we go. So it's making just a little bit of depth into our trees. And we are going to do the same thing over here, except for we're not going to make trees. We're just going to take the dark green again, and we're going to just kind of, it's like brush. This thing here is just, it's just brush, you know. They haven't weeded this area out in a while. So it's just a little bit of foreground grass, and we're going to put some more colors in there too. So let's get a little bit of the blue-green color, the lighter blue-green color, and we're going to put that kind of in the middle of it, like that. Kind of like that, and go all the way to the bottom. So we have it, so it sort of looks lived in. Okay. And we're going to sort of do the same thing to the one on top of it, but just a little bit less. This is sort of just a couple of squiggly lines here and there. That's all. Just kind of going down. It's like a field that they sort of tended to it a little bit. They decided not to plant anything this year. Okay. And now we're going to go and take that same green. This time we're going to go into the trees and just make a separation between the hump and the tree and go over some squigglies. And then we're going to take our darker blue-green and some more squigglies. There we go. And my brush got a little bit too wet there, so I'm using it, dried it up, and I'm using it to dip in and take some stuff. And see, we have just a little bit more there. Okay. Now we have to do the same thing for this side of the painting. So I'm gonna again go into our dark blue, our dark green rather. There we go. And we're gonna start up here where the sky meets the trees. And we're gonna go one layer and feather the second layer with some squigglies, and then another layer under that, and then delineate where the hump begins. And then we're going to do another feathering here and a feathering going this way. This is more like a bush, some bushes. Okay, so it kind of looks sort of like that. Now, I bet you're wondering what these circles were all about. Well, they're very similar to these as well. So we're going to take our darkest green blue, and we're going to color them in, each of them, each of those circles. Maybe not round trees, you know, but they have interesting bushes over there in the France fields. And my little artistic brain sees them as round. So what can I tell you? So see, there we go. We have that. And this one here, I'm not going to make a whole lot of squigglies. What we're going to do is just kind of, just a couple of little lines going through it. So the field was just plowed. There you go. We're going to leave that just like that. Okay. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to turn it right side up so I can see it a second. Oh, I am liking the way it does look here, I must say. But I do think that the baskets, we're going to go into our deeper brown. And we are going to just give the baskets a once over with a little bit of darker brown. There we go, a little darker brown there, like that. There. So that just, to me, makes all the difference in the world. Now, I do feel that the trees up here need to be a little darker. So I am going to take some of my green and I'm going to dip it into my blue and my green again to make a darker color. So the color that I was able to make was that color there. And I'm going to just I just feel that it needs to be a darker color. I just do. So I'm going with it. And in between some of the other ones that you did, just kind of make a, there we go, that's perfect. Just felt like it needed that. What do you think? I think it just makes it just all that much more depth. And I think I'm going to take that same color of the blue and the green, and with just a tiny bit of the, not a whole lot of water on the brush, and just go over my my little bushes on the top, my little round bushes. Maybe I'm the only one that sees them as round, but my little round bushes. Oh, you see how that is? Just thought it needed to be a little darker. And I'm going to also make this just a tiny, tiny bit darker here. I just feel like it needs to be. Okay, there we go. Okay. So that is our painting, but you know I have to outline everything. However, you don't have to. If you feel that you're satisfied with this painting, then you can just stop right here. I just have to tell you, I think I need to. I'm not done. I feel that this needs to just have a little tiny bit of a, there we go. There we go. See, to me, makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so you can be done. If you want to be done and you want to stop here, that's perfectly fine. That is your Parisian field to remind you that you need to use your skills for success and dream big so you can soar like a balloon. And what are our skills? Okay, our skills is to listen to our gut, believe in ourselves, listen to your gut, check in with yourself regularly, go over your goals. Like I always say, check in with the board, and you're the board. You're the CEO of your life. Control the chaos. You know, make sure your environment is a happy environment, a good environment, a positive environment. Use your follow through skills. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Make sure you pamper yourself regularly. Okay, so if you aren't going to color in or do the, what the heck? Okay, if you're not going to outline it, you don't have to stay with me. Or if you are going to outline it, you don't have to stay with me. But I am going to outline. And if you'd like to stay with me to see what mine looks like when I'm done, well then please do. I'll continue to chat with you. So how you doing? Maybe on your bucket list is going to France. And here, when you look at this, you can look at this picture. Not that I'm saying that this is what France looks like. Okay, like, but here we go. But it's the artist's vision of the French countryside in the wine country, Tuscany. And I will say they do have these fields that do look like this. And it is absolutely stupendously beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start there, go all the way around. See, I think that when you color these in like this, it just makes it all that much more crisp. But not everyone does that. I think I say that every painting, don't I? Because I know a lot of people don't do this. And that's their prerogative. But it's your painting. So you make it the way you like it. And I'll make it the way I like it. Okay. And this. I used to always have nice long fingernails, so don't judge me. But since COVID, I really haven't been getting them done. I bet you guys haven't been getting them done either. So, or maybe you have been, but I haven't been. So don't judge me. You're looking, I always think about that when I'm making these. Anyone looking at my fingernails? So if you weren't, I'm sure you are now. Goes into that pamper yourself thing. But I do pamper myself in any way I can. But, you know, part of pampering yourself also is being responsible, and I don't really want to catch this thing. As I'm sure most of you don't want to either. Or all of you don't want to. Who are we kidding? Here we go. Oh, see how it just it just pops. I don't see how anybody doesn't like doing it that way. You know I have to turn it around because otherwise I can't see. And I also, I'm afraid of my finger going over the marks that I already made, and and then it might get, it might smudge. And all I'm doing is just going over the lines I made with the pencil. So that's this is the simplest part. This is, you know, and I find this part is just so relaxing. I think I say that too every time we talk. So this is how I pamper myself. Here we go. And little squigglies up. Okay, and did I miss anything? I missed signing my name. Okay, and that, my friend, is a beautiful painting to remind you to use your skills for success so you can soar like a balloon and achieve your goals. Okay, thanks so much, guys. See you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.